porcelain man, life size. He had all his bits and everything. He was lovely. And he opened up his cool blue eyes and he swept her into his arms and he kissed her passionately on the lips. But just then, her father came back and he saw what was happening and he picked up a hammer and he smashed and he smashed and he smashed the porcelain man to pieces. And he said, "And you, Hannah," he said, "next time, girl, you do as I tell you or you'll feel my fist." And away he went. And poor Hannah looked at all the broken bits of her beautiful porcelain man. And she picked up his lips, his cool blue lips, and they spoke to her. And they said, "Hannah, make me up again, but this time make me into a horse, and you can climb on my back, and I will take you far away." So Hannah got her glue, and she fixed and she mended, she fixed and she mended. She made a beautiful horse out of porcelain. And as she put in the last piece, the horse came to life. She climbed on its back, and away they went, out of the town and into the lanes of the countryside beyond. And as they rode, the horse suddenly said, "Hannah, you see the tree, you see the oak tree in that field? Ride me at it hard. You can break me into 1,000 pieces and then make me up again into a man." And so she held on tight, cleared the hedge, went for the tree, and at the last minute she threw herself off, and the horse crashed into the tree and smashed into 1,000 pieces. And then she realised she'd forgotten to bring the glue. And her face crumbled like cheese. And she fell to her knees again at the broken pieces of her beautiful man. And she was so lost in thought that she didn't hear the real horse coming up behind. And it was a young man, young farmer. His name was Daniel. And he said, "What's the matter here?" And she said, and he said, "Come on, I have glue at home and brushes. Let's get all this together." And they gathered the porcelain, put it into a bag. Daniel climbed upon his horse, he reached down, he pulled Hannah up behind him, and off they went. And as they rode, she had her arms wrapped around his waist, and she couldn't help but notice there was a lovely, musky, warm scent about his shoulders, and he had lovely dark curls and broad shoulders, and she snuggled closer, and it was the longest and shortest of rides. And when they got back to the kitchen of his house, good enough, he did get a big pot of glue and 2 brushes, and they began to fix and mend together. Fix and mend, and sometimes they'd both go for the same piece, and their fingers would touch, and she would giggle, and still they carried on fixing and mending, until they put in the last piece, and they found they had made a tea set. 2 teacups, 2 saucers, a little milk jug and a sugar basin. And Daniel said, "Oh, I'll put the kettle on and make tea." And off he went, and he made a pot of tea and poured them a cup each. And as Hannah lifted her cup to her lips, she suddenly heard a little voice, a little cool blue voice saying, "Hannah, have you forgotten me? Because I still love you, you know." But at that moment, she was looking across the teacup into a pair of warm brown eyes, and in that moment, nothing else mattered.